I clicked it, but we were busy. We're not supposed to listen to YouTube music when we're on a YouTube TV show thing.
Yeah, why are you trying to get people off this channel, Bill?
It makes no sense. I know.
I don't think he's listening to us.
No, I don't think so either.
What are you listening to, Bill?
Jackal. I stand alone today.
What is that?
Click the link, bro.
I'm in the middle of a YouTube show.
Yeah, people don't click it. Stay here.
I don't think you put the link in there. You put it in our private chat.
No, you put it in the regular
everybody.
chat.
Everybody should go stop watching us and go watch this awesome video.
Shut the hell up, Bill.
I mean,
can I get something off my chest? I'm a little. I'm gonna, in the words of a Canadian, I'm a little cheesed tonight.
I like that one. I
like
that one.
Little cheese right now.
Okay, why cheese, bud? Why cheese?
What kind of cheese? Because like I like the Asiagos and
I'm Swiss.
Like stinky ones. I like the stinky ones.
Swiss.
Swiss is not stinky enough,
Well,
dude.
I'm pissed. All right, so that's
Okay.
This is what's happening tonight. After work, I jumped in the shower and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna have a nice little shower, clean off before the show. And I have my little Google Mini that I got for free in the bathroom, and I'm jamming to some music, getting pumped up for the show. I'm like, oh, dancing in there and having a great time and this and that. And yeah, I had my towel from this morning that was hanging up, and my wife took it, and I didn't see that she took it prior to getting into the shower, so I had no towel. I start yelling, hey, someone bring me a towel. Nobody comes. I go to Google, because you could broadcast on Google. You could say, hey, Google, broadcast, which my phone's going off right now. And you could say, bring me a towel, and the speakers will go in the house, and it will say, bring me a towel. Nobody answers. I'm banging on the wall. Nobody's coming. So, yeah, I turned off the water, and I'm sitting there drying like a freaking dead fish and doing a little rain dance. So I get out of the shower, and I'm like, what's going on here? Why is nobody bringing me a towel? And my Google's talking right now. My daughter said, I brought you a towel. I said, where'd you bring it? Well, I brought it downstairs to the basement. I'm like, why would you bring it in the basement? It's a dark, unfinished basement, and you brought it to... She's like, I thought you were down there. I'm like, you thought I was taking a shower in the basement? What?
Mm-hmm.
It was
Now, I'm going to play devil's advocate here, okay? When you live in a mansion, your kids probably don't know where you are, dude.
And when you live in Chicago and you're always under constant gunfire, you always just tend to go to the basement where it's safe. Yeah,
so how? I mean, come on, your poor kid. Like she thought, she was being smart. She figured, hey, I'm going to take a gamble here. Out of the 72 rooms in our house, maybe Dad's in the basement shower. Like, because who the f has a shower in their basement, anyways? But that's a whole nother thing. So
I don't have a shower in my basement. I don't have anything in my basement except junk. There's not drywall in my basement.
Okay, and I side with the dad on this one. Sorry.
I thought the basement would be too scary for my daughter to go down there in the first place. She never goes down there.
But she was doing it for you, bud.
She went down there in the dark to give me a towel.
That's, yeah.
Well, I hope you hit her so she learns.
Oh, you're too much, man.
It's funny. I'll come home, and sometimes I'll come home before my family. Once in a great while, and I'll sit on the couch right in the living room, 15 feet from the back door where we always enter the house. And my wife and family will come in later, and they'll be like, where's your dad? And I'll just be sitting on the couch. They'll walk right past the living room. I'm just sitting on the couch. Where's your dad?
Mm-hmm.
Right here. Right here.
The invisible man.
Is this like something into your future? Like, are you going to die soon? And then like, you're just going to be sitting there like in purgatory, Yeah.
And like, my daughter's like, I see dead people. And then my wife's like, yeah, tell him to do the dishes because he doesn't do shit around the house. Anyway, I guess we're live now, right? Are we live yet?
Yeah, we're live.
Yeah, I guess we should officially
Hold
start.
on, wait. We got to do it. This is the commercial right now. I got to make money over here. Okay, so
Go for it.
Honeywell, the future is what we make it. Okay.
Okay.
So, all right.
There we go.
You guys know how much I just made from that?
$17.
Bush Light.
Sure.
The beer I drink.
Can you imagine how awesome it'd be if we got sponsored by Bush Light? Get our own NASCAR or something.
Dude,
I feel like they
get sponsored by Rogue before anybody gets sponsored by anything else.
What's that?
Even get sponsored by that Japanese like off-brand meter company.
Oh yeah.
The one I put in the chat Or
Yeah,
in
what
the
is it?
email? Yeah.
Yeah,
I
like
think they reached out to everybody.
Ching Chang Chow meters or something.
I saw some other people promoting it, like using that in a video or Instagram.
Yeah,
post or
dig it.
something.
I mean, I'm sure they're paying something to advertise their
I
junk.
feel like it's so small that you're going to get electrocuted trying to put the little prongs into something.
It's
Mhm.
made for mini split people.
And it probably takes something real stupid like 1.5 batteries.
Oh yeah, one of those weird ones that you have to order online. That's like a Duracell AA or something.
Little tiny fat looking things.
I hate those chinguses.
I hate those things.
Hey, don't make me start sending you bills.
I was
Okay.
trying to find something, the code book, Chris, because I just went through that quick Instagram.
I don't think your
post
mic's working, by the way.
Hold on, Joe. Did you join an all-male a cappella group with that coat? What is that nonsense?
Oh my god!
Have you been wearing that this whole time?
Oh yes. Let me see. Let me
Just
check
notice
my
that.
mic's on. Mic's on.
He's gonna go get a soda and a shake at the end of the fucking show.
Oh my god! I'm gonna take it off. I'm getting kind of hot actually.
Why don't you go smack a jukebox and try to make it work?
He's taking it
Listen.
off. He's like, which way to the gym?
It's Roots Canada, bud. Roots Canada. Come
He's
on.
gonna go handle business in the bathroom because that's like his office. You know, where he
Bust right
does
out of
his
that
shit.
shirt.
Oh my god.
Calm down, ladies in the chat.
Richie Cunningham over here.
Calm down. He's single.
Better than Dorian, or whatever the fuck his name was.
Oh yeah.
You can't let that one go. We got under Joe's skin with that one.
Because he
When I
kind
said
of
he
does
looks like him.
If
from
we
the
could
off
do it,
angle, but
you do a side by side, man. It's like
some of
twins.
his mechanics.
I gotta say, he looks more like your brother than your brother looks like your brother.
True. And he also like acts like he learned everything from you.
Get out of here. Oh my
Do all
God.
Canadians use Blue Death like that?
Oh my god!
You guys,
I
this
didn't,
is, we're
I didn't know
not,
they sold it in cock tubes.
this is
I
not.
honestly want to get a hold of him. I honestly want to get a hold of him. Listen,
You know what?
buddy,
We
make
should
us look
send
bad.
him. I think they make Blue Death with like the PVC glue daubers. So we should send him some Blue Death with the PVC glue dauber so we can just goober it on.
Just
Well, it's
Google
funny
it.
because
Fucking God.
I'm always looking at PVC like the daubers are too big for the PVC that they send you with it,
Yes.
but you need a bigger dauber for the Blue Death, right? So you just switch it out,
Yeah.
do the old
You should.
swipperoo.
I think we should set that off. Yeah.
So it's a happy check. Anyways, I was looking at the code book because I wanted to, because I seen that Instagram post you did, Chris, about that heater. And I was
Yeah.
just-
I got some pictures. We could pull that up. Hold on just a second. Let me pull
Wait,
this up.
we didn't give our people a shout out, Bill.
Yeah,
yeah, do it.
You're
Go ahead.
number
While you're
one.
doing that, let's just clear the air here. So Jeff, the maintenance guy, he's waiting for his shit story of the week. So unfortunately, Chris hasn't shit in his pants in like a couple of days, so we don't have any shit stories just yet. But I've been trying to convince him to work one up live on the air for you.
Stay tuned.
So we'll see. We'll see if he's man enough to throw one down in his pants and
We'll
tell you the
see.
story
I
about
don't know if I could do that.
how he pooped on live YouTube, but
Yeah.
you never know. Anyway, shout out to everybody watching us tonight. Thanks for coming out and hanging out with us. Really
Yeah.
appreciate it.
You know, real quick before I'm going to interrupt you, Adam, you wonder why we keep getting demonetized on the channel. It's because you guys are bringing up all these shit stories all the time.
You're the one who's talking about shit stories. I don't have any shit stories.
I
That's
don't
a
either.
segment. You have to.
We have
All right,
normal bowel movements in proper facilities.
Finish your
Hold,
intro.
hold on. There's
So,
you have to. Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah. Go ahead.
big shout out to our number one fan always, Luke, and his little buddy Randy. Randy, if you can hear me, bark twice.
Randy.
Wait a minute. You mixed them up, Bill.
I don't
You
think
said
I did.
Luke and his little buddy Randy, but you know what? It works. It works. It
think I did.
works. It works.
Anyway, you have to go back and watch the
I
replay
just
on that.
picture Randy barking right now.
That's what I wanted. I wanted Randy to bark once, and then Luke to
Okay.
look at him. Be like,
That's fine.
what
I like
the F are you doing?
Cool.
Bad.
But yeah. Anyways.
It's all
Yeah.
good.
So I was trying to look for something. What was going on over there, Chris?
All
Anyways,
right,
with that.
so I got a call. This isn't something you'd normally get a call for. I got a call for some patio heaters, right? So let me pull up a picture here real quick. I posted this on Instagram. I'm going to share the screen right now. Let's make sure I don't share the screen with porn on it. Hold on. Okay, there you go. I'm sharing the screen, Adam. So
Wait, this is a vertical picture?
What? Adam, you're
shut up. All right, so hold on. Let me fix that.
Why is the grass moving in the picture?
They're both vertical. So I got a call for these patio heaters. These things you usually don't get calls for, right? So one of my guys is out there and he's telling me it needs a gas valve and all this stuff. And I'm like, okay, but he's trying to describe it to me. He can't find it. So I drove over there just to get, kind of look at it and see if I can find aftermarket parts for it. So I get up and I go, oh, dude, these are throwaway heaters. And he's like, well, what do you mean? And so we start looking at them. And I go, I want to get your guys' opinion. We can ask the chat too. On something like this, what happened was the thermal couple went bad. Okay, so it won't stay lit basically.
Yep.
And I look at this and I'm like, dude, I refuse to change just a thermal couple on these little things. They're so cheap. They're so crappy. I buy burner assemblies if I ever They're not getting anything but a burner assembly because it comes. Also, this thing has a earthquake switch in it. So on the left, right there, if it tips over, it shuts off the flow, that kind of stuff, right? So, but here's the thing. We started looking into it, and here's the gas line coming out of the ground. They're hard piped in, but they've got a flexible line, but they're not bolted to the ground. You can move the thing around. So that was like red flag number one. Like, dang, I can't believe they didn't bolt that thing down. But then I'm looking at this data plate, and I'm like, hey, this says it has propane. So that doesn't make sense. So
11-inch water column.
Yeah. So I grab the gas line. It's a quick connect. Turn it off, and I grab it and I smell it. And I go, no, that's not propane. That's natural gas. And I'm looking at this going, someone converted this, And I'm like, what the hell? But there's no anything on there saying they converted it. So I'm like, well, did they convert it? And so then I go inside and I start asking the manager, has this thing ever worked? He goes, yeah, it's worked for 3 years. And I go, okay, well, if someone was trying to run natural gas in a propane thing, it wouldn't last 3 years. No way. So we call the manufacturer, and the manufacturer says, oh yeah, we'll do gas conversions. And I go, so they do a gas conversion, and they do it at the factory before they ship it out. So when you order them, you say, hey, I want a natural gas one, and they ship it out. So that's what they did to this, but they don't put any labeling on here.
Oh, what's funny is over here, it's the opposite. They send a natural gas, and if you want to convert it to propane, you can because,
it's the same.
Because if you think about it, the propane orifices are probably smaller than the gas, right?
Right.
Because it doesn't need as much. It's hotter than natural gas. So I'm wondering if it was working, and how strong the flame was.
That I don't know. Okay. But when we talked to them, they said that they'll do those conversions and they ship them out. And then, anyways, I lost my train of thought there, but I was just blown away that they could have done that, or maybe someone's been running this off of propane. I mean, off of natural gas with a propane without a conversion kit.
It could happen. You just won't get that much gas.
I don't know. I got one of them to light. I mean, it lit. It was running fine. There was heat coming off of it. You can't get in there and measure gas pressure or anything. There's nothing in there to measure gas pressure. I mean, they're just tiny little crap things. But so then.
Wouldn't it be heavily sooted though?
I would think, Yeah.
But
this thing says it's made by a company called Lava Heat.
Remember, they're outside heaters, so they're just going into the air. They're not impinging on anything, right? They're just
outside. It's a glass tube heater. That's the thing, though. It's a glass tube. When it's nighttime, there's fire going up that tube the whole time.
It looks cool.
It's more of an aesthetics thing. They look awesome. Yeah. I went to their website though. That heater right there, the commercial grade, they call this commercial grade one, $2,000 retail.
Yeah, they're expensive.
The rebuild kit alone though was like $900.
Not disposable.
Yeah.
I don't, for $900, there's no way. I can't see the customer. I told, because $900, that's my cost. No. I take that back. That's after markup. That was the customer's cost. But then I had to throw labor in there. So then I'm like, okay, we'll put 3 hours of labor. It won't take that much. It'll take me an hour, but I always just overquote things. But yeah, I mean, by the time they're done, they're going to spend $1,400 on that thing when they could buy a brand new one for $2,000. That seems stupid.
You should just give the people a break and do a small picture diagnosis for once, Give them a little Honeywell thermocouple and call it a day.
Well, actually, my technician, let me go back. My technician was saying, we could use a normal thermocouple, but then he started looking at it, and there's like an extra, you can't see it right here, but there's an extra wire coming off the thermocouple doing something. It's like there's like a safety device in there.
They probably sell it though.
Standard. What's that?
They probably sell it though. They probably sell like
but I don't want to order it.
Yeah.
I don't want to order it. It's just a pain in the ass. I'm going to stop the share right now.
I hate those friggin' tip over safeties. I guess they're good for that, but like a lot of heaters have them here, like even temporary construction heaters and whatnot. And you just put them the wrong way and they'll stop just because it tips over a little bit, right?
I only see them on space heaters over here.
Space heaters.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But yeah. Pretty cool.
Yeah. I'm not a fan of changing, especially on what, okay. So, we do things differently here, but, when I have, I get a no heat call and I go out on a package unit and I find that it has a bad, ignition electrode. I usually order the flame sensor, the ignition electrode, and depending on how old it is, I'll order the ignition board too. So especially if it's really old. If it's really old, hell yeah, they're getting an ignition module.
Yeah, because moisture.
The whole thing starts getting rusted and rotted out. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. And that's the thing too. Like you do a heat exchanger in a package unit, you change everything. You're getting a draft motor. You're getting pretty much everything.
Safety. I even do safeties when I do heat it. Well, of course, that's a given. A heat exchanger gets all new safeties. Period. They don't get a choice. But I mean, when I quote heat exchangers, I do maybe 1 or 2 a year. It's gas valve, ignition components. I mean, in my area, we don't get a lot of moisture, so I don't change the burners. I don't do none of that. So nothing's rusted on mine. It's just the heat exchanger itself.
Doc Weatherby is saying those wire connections go through the safety switch while here's had them for the limit. Yeah, we figured there was something to do with going through safeties.
Yeah, that's why I was just kind of like, whatever. And then, you can probably source some of that stuff, but I just find it so much easier going through the manufacturer when I do stuff. I try to go OEM as much as possible because it takes the guesswork out of everything. Yeah, it costs a couple bucks more, but the problem is that if I have my guys out there trying to find thermocouples and different things, that's not something we do all the time. So there's more odds that we're going to make a mistake or do something wrong versus if we just order OEM, and just get it right and just get the right parts. They cost, $50 more or whatever it is.
So you have a list of like always components when you change out things like that? Like,
I don't have a list, but in my head, if we're doing if my guys know that if they're changing, if they go out because the heater's not working and they find that it has an electrode, you change the flame sensor, the electrode, and most of the time the ignition module, depending on how old the system is. If it's a 6-month-old package unit, I'm not going to change the ignition module. But if it's an old one, hell yeah, they're getting an ignition module.
So I just did a video where I was troubleshooting a RTU that had no heat, and I found the little ignition cable was just kind of melted, and the igniter was kind of just rusted out. Terminal was bad on it. So I'm like, well, I'm not going to replace just the wire, the ignition cable. I'm going to do the igniter, ignition cable, flame rod, all those things. I would have also even done the ignition module itself, but that looked like it had recently been replaced. But I was telling this to one of our other guys, and he was kind of like taken back by it. He's like, you do all that? And it was just bad ignition cable. Like, well, yeah, the ignition cable was the problem, but I'm not going to replace just that part, especially on these commercial accounts. I'm not going to replace just that one part and then come back 2 months later when one of those other components in that circuit fails.
There's something that people don't get, and I was reading some comments recently, people being negative about the way that I change things and stuff like that. And some people sometimes don't think about the problems that we go through. So we have a customer, commercial account, national account, we do all their work. And you remember when things go wrong, and you remember the way that customers react. You were just here.
That's exactly right.
I was just messing with you.
I was just here changing a condenser fan motor on the reach-in cooler in the kitchen, and now you're walking freezers down. But you get even on the same stuff. Okay, so the walk-in freezer's down and it has a bad condenser fan motor. Okay, then 2 months later, the evaporator fan motor is bad. You were just here. You get that all the time. So I'm not saying I'm going to change everything when I go, but given the opportunity, if I go out there and I find that you have 2 condenser fan motors and one of them's bad and they both look like shit, I'm quoting
you're doing both of them. Yeah,
I'm quoting them both.
Contactors, capacitors.
Yeah.
Even if I'm doing a capacitor, 9 times out of, or a capacitor, if I'm changing out a condensing or a compressor in a rooftop unit, 9 times out of 10, I'm doing the condensing fan motors as well.
Okay, I'm going to get a lot of people off right now. I typically don't change capacitors because capacitors don't fail in my area. We don't get capacitors that fail. It's very rare. So if a capacitor does go bad, and it causes the motor to sit, we go out there and the motor's just sitting there stuck. It's not moving, and it's hotter than crap. It's going off on thermal. I'm looking at it and I'm going, this motor is rusted out like crap. I'm not going to change just the capacitor. They're getting a condenser fan motor too.
Oh yeah. Yeah. In that situation. Oh yeah. All day.
Now, again, it doesn't come across in my videos sometimes because I'm not going to sit there and explain everything in my videos.
On every single video.
If I walk up to a brand new package unit and it's got a shiny looking condenser fan motor, everything looks good, it doesn't sound like the bearings are bad, of course I'm going to change the capacitor and move on, you know. But there was one recently where I changed condenser fan motor. I got a service call on an AC. It was when I was triaging a bunch of ACs, and I got a service call and I went to one and it was off on high head pressure, and I look at the condenser fan motor and it sheared the wires off. And I go, you know what? They're getting a new condenser fan motor. And the reason why I changed it, well, part of the reason was it was an aftermarket motor. And I've been looking for an excuse for years to change that because I hate aftermarket motors. There's capacitors sticking out the top of the guard, and there's, you know, they just never work right. They spin too fast. So yeah, I probably could have changed, you know, spliced the little wires right there and fixed the wires and started it up. But no, I'm not going to go that route because I don't need the headache down the line. What if there was damage to the motor, you know?
Yeah.
No, my customers are paying me. They want it done. They want a warranty, and I ain't going to warranty me fixing wires. What, you know, no.
The thing is, if you go along the route of not doing a major repair like that and you do kind of like just put it back together, you have to seriously document it.
Yes.
And you could recommend both ways and say, you know, if you don't want to do this, you have to document it because every time they come back to you and it's your problem, you know.
And you have to know your customers too. I know certain customers. I have one that's a small mom and pop. He can't afford to change condenser fan motors all the time. We oil crap. We go out there and we spin it. We put oil in it. We do everything because that's what he wants.
The little picture stuff.
He wants that kind of a repair. He doesn't want us to do everything.
I have a little story for you. I don't know if it was a year ago. It was last summer. This new customer called. I went to her house. She lives in like a townhome condo type deal. And it's a nice area, very nice area. She had like a super nice Mercedes in the driveway and everything. Big place. Go around back and she had like a 20-year-old unit. Compressor wasn't starting, was not running. I checked the capacitor. It wasn't reading 0, but it was probably 5 or more microfarads under. So I'm like, I'll change the capacitor. Let's try that. Put a new capacitor on, still not running. And I told her, like, this is not good. You know, it's not looking good. I said, I'll try a hard start, a good hard start, you know, and we'll see if we can kick this thing. Tried it, didn't work. And she's like, oh man, I can't believe this, blah, blah. And I'm like, I'll try one more thing, but this is like a Band-Aid. I told her, I'm like, it's probably not going to last. It's on his last legs. And she's like, you know, what are you going to do? And I told her I'm going to freaking rock the compressor. And I did, and I got it running. And I said, there's a good chance this is not going to work. And a month later, first off, she left a good review on Yelp, 5-star review. We're the best company ever. We saved her air conditioning. A month later, it goes out. She calls back. I go back out there again. I look at it, locked up again. And I told her, I'm like, it's done. You need a new unit. So I didn't charge her the second time, and I just left, and that was it. I'm like, I'm sorry, I can give you a quote. The next day on Yelp, 1-star review. This company doesn't know how to fix anything. Their repairs only last 30 days. Blah, blah, blah. I'm
what
like,
a whore bag, man.
And again, you have to be able to feel out your customers and know what they expect and what they want. If they're a difficult customer that's going to nickel and dime you for everything, oh, hell no. They're getting the big picture quote, and I'm only doing the big picture repair, and they can go pound sand because, I'm going to own this when I'm done. So, you know.
Anytime you get a call back on those customers, man, they will fight you on everything.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. And that's, I don't know, in my opinion, that's what's one of the differences between the commercial world and like the residential world of service is you have these facility managers who are just looking at numbers and budgets and like, no, I want it cheaper. I wanted this. It's just not worth it.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, you were just there a week ago. I'm like, yeah, I was there a week ago changing out a condensing fan motor. Like, yeah, well, now the compressor's bad or vice versa.
Yep. And you know, and again, I need to make sure that people understand, I'm not saying to like change everything, but you gotta, as an individual, you're at the restaurant, you gotta feel it out. You gotta know like, okay, the odds are, you know, this motor's not gonna last. So
it's almost like what would you call it? Like an educated guess almost?
It is an educated guess. Yeah, I say that, or intuition, or, you know.
Or just based on experience. Like, you know, like I'm not gonna replace a $1,500, $2,000 compressor, and I got this 10, 15-year-old condensing fan motor sitting on top of it that could give way maybe a year from now, a month from now, a week from now, and it's going to damage my brand new $2,000 compressor. That customer is not going to want to replace that compressor because of that condensing fan motor, even though technically it wouldn't be my fault. But I would be doing them a disservice looking at that fan, and I shut it down. It comes almost to a complete stop. I'm like, yeah, it's obviously bad. But I'm not going to.
I think at the end of the day, though, a lot of times, I guess not. If people don't have money, they don't have money. But like, if you explain to them all the other components that can go bad and cause other failures and how much money it would possibly cost, you're better off replacing the unit. One thing that Ted, we were having a discussion, I think Joe, you were talking, you were in with it too. Ted said, when people say they don't have money to replace this, they don't have money to replace it. Well, if you don't have money to replace it, do you have money to throw out the window? You know what I mean? If you don't have $3,000 to replace something or $5,000 to replace something, do you have $2,000 just to burn?
Yeah.
Probably not, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree.
It's you got to be able to feel this stuff out, and you got to be able to know your customers and what they're going to expect. Okay, you're working on a package unit. It's a grounded out compressor, and the customer wants a quote to change a grounded compressor. Okay, my quote is going to consist of I'm going to explain to the customer, look, we don't know what caused the compressor to go bad. I'm going to need time after I change the compressor because I'm not going to know what it is until I change it. So you're going to spend, $3,000 or whatever it is to change the compressor. And then we're going to start the diagnosis. Okay. But with that being said, when I change that compressor in my quote, there's going to be suction dryer, liquid dryer, and a TXV.
Yeah.
They're not getting a choice. So on a package unit, you can't pump down and change the TXV. And you're going to recover all the gas. You're going to go through all that stuff. And what are things that can kill a compressor that you can control when you're changing it? Possibly the TXV. You don't know. Mm-hmm. So they're getting a TXV. It's not a choice. Now, if it's a refrigeration system and you have the ability to pump it down and change the valve after the fact, change the compressor, start it up. Okay, TXV is bad. Change the TXV. But on a package unit, I'm not going to recover 12 pounds of gas, change a compressor, put it back in and say, oh shit, the TXV is bad. Recover 12 pounds of gas, go through it all again. That's just dumb. So there's some things you're going to do, at least the way that I roll, just from experience, because the reason why I do that is how many times I've had to do that.
Yeah. You get burned one time because of it.
Yeah. You'll never forget it, and you learn from those. And then, that's the whole point of why I make these videos showing all the stupid stuff that I've done, just to save someone else maybe from, running into that same problem.
Hey, did you guys see those pictures I sent out earlier in the private chat that nobody watching can see about that heated makeup air system?
No, I must not have been paying attention.
As usual. He puts us on Do Not Disturb.
I have notifications off. The only way that I see stuff is when you guys tag me.
I bet you if it's a boiler or something, you guys be all over that.
No, we just
boiler.
I saw it.
Water? Hydrants?
And that's not true, Chris. You're always communicating with us, okay?
And I'm like, hey, how about heated makeup air? Crickets. Nothing but crickets.
No, I didn't see it. It was a heated
jerks.
What was it?
I'm gonna call you guys the HVAC jerks. You guys are all jerks.
What was it? Honestly, I gotta go look.
It was a heated makeup. It was a captive air heated makeup air system, and they had it's pretty common. It's just a modulating gas valve that they have on there. The what is it?
It's the fancy one, right?
They have
yeah.
I have one of those out there too.
It looks kind of like the side of a spaceship. Well, I haven't had time to sit down and Google the manual yet, but I was trying to figure out exactly how that gas valve modulates. I couldn't get a straight answer from a few of the other guys that worked on them. So I remember that. I remember that
post.
There's a couple things depending on the makeup air unit. You've got your discharge air temperature thermostat. So it maintains discharge air all the time. So the heater will run maintaining the discharge air, right? My understanding on that. And then you have your what's the name of the modulating valve though? I'm trying to remember the name of that. Starts with an M, doesn't it?
Yeah, Moralex,
something like. I'm sure everybody's going crazy in the chat. But as far as the modulation goes, I'm trying to Maxitrol valve. Yeah. It has it, but I'm trying to think of the modulation. Isn't it off of the temperature? It is off of the temperature. There's another thing in there. Yeah,
it's got to be coming off the temperature. But I understand it's working off the temperature. But how does that Maxitrol actually modulate the gas valve? Is it opening and closing? It's I'm assuming maybe a DC signal was talking to my buddy John earlier today. He had mentioned a D6 signal.
I don't know. Captive Air has great tech support though. Give them a call and pick their brains. Actually, I have some of their techs. Well, I don't know if I can share that.
I know some. I mean, there's some that run off of. I don't know about commercial stuff, but I mean, sometimes you see something with like pressure transducers. You know,
there's no transducers, at least on the ones that I've worked on.
No, it looks like a fairly simple system. That max control, all it goes to is it goes directly to the, I want to say the transformers that go into the gas valve or something like that. But I'm not real familiar with those at all. I see them maybe twice a year. And every time we do, I ask the same questions.
Scott's noticing some conspiracy. He's got like a conspiracy theory. He says that rookie, HVAC rookie, says, anyone else notice on Mondays I have Coke nose, but on Fridays I'm just fine. So do you think I just get a couple rails before the show so I'm good and satisfied? Or
because you're not working.
Goes on and on and on and on. Pam, 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 pam.
Because I shave my beard, Scott. That's why I don't got Coke nose today, because my freaking mustache whiskers aren't touching my nose holes.
You had Coke nose before you had facial hair, bro.
I did. That's true. There's a lot of ideas in my head as to why I have Coke nose. Sometimes I think it's because I'm needing alcohol, and I'm not. Today I'm drinking hot tea, so I can drink it a lot, and maybe that's satisfying my urge. I don't know.
See, you're gonna end up like Artie Lang, man, with a flat nose.
Oh, the hole between the two, I can pass a pencil through.
Mm-hmm.
Can't you do that, Bill?
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Is that because of your Coke days?
I do it on air, but everybody.
Or is that because you ripped out your fucking nose ring?
Show everyone. Show people.
I got a septum plug in my nose hole, and so I can take an ink pen. I can put it through my nose.
Did you win that on a HVAC talk show on YouTube?
Oh yes, that is the weirdest crap ever, dude.
So I had my septum pierced a long time ago, and I gauged it out.
Wait, is the septum the wiener, or is that the?
No, that's the Jacob's ladder.
That's the Prince Albert. Is the wiener piercing?
That's the Prince Albert. Tech was saying it's Bill. Those sensors is just like what's it called? Just like any 2K sensor or 10K sensor. It's
so it's based off of a resistor
temperature. Yeah, resistance.
Oh, okay. So I understand that the resistor tells it like, hey, we're hot or cold.
Mm-hmm.
But how does the max control actually open and close that valve? Because it's not just banging on and banging off.
I see what you're saying. If it's like slow acting, like I got you.
Is there a stepper valve in there? Did somebody put a TXV in there? You know, how does it actually do that?
That's something Clive could hey Clive, by the way, he could open it up and maybe
Scott
reverse engineer it.
Scott has a good point. He says on Mondays I'm stressed and on Fridays I'm relaxed. That's a good possibility, because to be honest with you, I feel guilty because I put absolutely no freaking effort into this show. I just come and sit.
You see how big of a jerk off he is here? And
he does. He's just having a fun time.
He's
just like all of us just chilling out, man.
You didn't send me my paycheck this week for being on the show. Blah, blah,
I know, right?
Blah.
Then he asked for his money right away. Hey guys, where's my money? Where's my money?
Who's getting paid?
You.
I need back pay, bitches, because I ain't getting shit.
Nice.
True.
Adam never answers my texts when I ask him about money, but then he'll ask me like, hey dude, can you send me some cups? You know, like he'll just text me all the time like, hey man, when are we getting my Sportland cups?
I mean, it's been a while. Those Sportland cups were like, the date on them is like 2016.
Yeah, I got my cups and I looked in the bottom, they're expired.
Yeah.
It took so long to get here.
It's all good. I still have a bunch more and I'll just slowly be sending them to you guys over time.
Cups are awesome, I have to say.
I
They're
do.
not
I actually
cups,
wore
they're
the
glasses.
blue on one of them. I've used it so many times that it's not blue on the bottom anymore.
Oh wow. Pint glasses or?
Yeah, they're pint glasses.
You would get one too if you weren't
Joe.
If you weren't
you actually got them smuggled across the border like you said you were going to.
He's coming in a week, so
he doesn't give us.
Hopefully they don't stop him for the crack that I put in there too.
Oh, don't say that. That'll ruin his fucking career. And he also has that, you know, that VIP going across the border. I forget what it's called. It's like
he's a medical professional.
Well, I think you apply for it though. Even if you just fly a lot, you can pay a certain amount of money, and then you get like, you know, they basically see you as a low risk, and so they'll allow you to come through unconsidered. That's got to be stressful for your brother.
Yeah, especially when he's smuggling stuff in his butt.
Yeah. No, but like seriously, that's got to be stressful. Like, I mean, because anything that he does now, does he have dual citizen? Or are you comfortable talking about this? Does he have?
That's fine.
Okay.
I told. No, he doesn't have dual. He's still sponsored from.
Holy crap!
Wow.
What happened?
Sean Schwab.
Oh dear,
Dude.
man.
Hunter.
Oh dear.
Awesome
Good God.
super chat, man.
What a
Man,
guy. You know how
I'm
to
smiling on the inside, Sean.
Hey.
And hold on, sorry, Chris.
Wait. Sean did that because he wants me to get paid. So
Is that what-
no. All right, go ahead, Joe. Sorry.
No, I was gonna say Clint. I don't know if you're still here, Clint, but thanks a lot, man. That was awesome as well.
Yeah, Clint did it too. That was awesome.
He's
Dude.
both OGs to the
That's
OT
awesome,
crew.
guys.
Pretty
You guys
cool.
are cool. But yeah,
we
that's
do appreciate
stressful
it
for your brother, dude. Just
It's as long as you're careful, being a WAP and all, it's hard for him not to bring some food with him.
Dude, we just got demonetized because you're racist against yourself, you idiot.
I don't get this East Coast slang. What is a WAP?
It's it's something they used to call the Italians, back in the day.
Like a dumb walk.
Yeah.
Remember when you called us stinker heads?
Stinker heads?
Hey, brother, I think you called us stinker heads.
You did.
Oh, yeah. He
The
goes,
other day.
These guys are
stink.
They're
Yeah.
stinkers.
You guys are a bunch of stinkers.
Let me see if I could show. Go ahead.
So I am doing finally, after I know I've been worried about it for like 2-3 months now, I'm finally doing that air handler, the 15-ton heat pump fan coil. We're doing it Monday morning. So it weighs what did I say, 700 pounds? Just a little over 700 pounds. It's like 7 feet long. I don't do big stuff like that. Oh, Scott, that is awesome.
Thanks,
Bud.
Scott.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, thanks.
That is really cool. But
Thanks,
it's a big air handler. It's to the point that I'm not doing it. I expect that they had a construction company come in they have a crew. So they're going to come in and they're going to lift the air handler up. All that I had to do was today myself and a couple of my techs went over there and we recovered 40 pounds of gas out of the unit and then disconnected everything, disconnected the electrical, as much of the ductwork as we could. We kind of left it partially connected because we don't want it falling on the customers until Monday, but we kind of just got it loose and, broken free. So that way they can drop the air handler Monday and then put it back up. So Tuesday, Wednesday we'll be reconnecting it and everything.
And you said it's a 15-ton?
15-ton, 2 7.5-ton scroll compressors up on the roof.
Did you push pull?
No, not for that much gas.
Hey, go ahead. Finish your thought.
No, it was 2 separate circuits. I didn't know how much gas was in them. So altogether, I pulled like 30 something pounds when I ended up, because I had 2 50-pound drums and I combined them when I was done. So altogether, it was full. So,
hey, I had a quick thought. So back to the topic from last week, the bipolar ionizers.
Yeah.
I had an email from, I'm not sure if the guy was an engineer or what, from CPS that he was watching the show last week.
He's a specialist for
you
sure.
have like special people like that watch the show?
Dude.
Dang.
Awesome. I almost feel as cool as you because you're like, Blue On watches and they blah, blah, blah. Oh, speaking of which, hold on, guys. I have an announcement to make.
Uncomfortable situation here.
I pulled some strings. I made it happen. And we're having a couple guys from Blue On come onto the show so we could discuss.
How many times did you throw my name?
Huh? I didn't even mention your name one time.
Throw my name out?
Not one time. Not one time. They don't even know anything about it. But here's the thing.
Classy.
I think they've seen our show before because they were live on Instagram and there was a girl reading them questions and the 2 guys there and she's like, A-Team Adam says, would you guys want to come on the HVAC Overtime YouTube show? And they're both like, oh, hell yeah.
Oh, no way. That's awesome.
I don't think this happened the way you're saying. I think
Not me either, but I'm going along with it.
Go watch it.
What
Go
happened
watch
was
it.
they were selling refrigerant out of the back of a truck in Applebee's parking lot. And then somebody was like, hey, you guys want to be on that show? I'm like, I don't care. We'll be anywhere as long as we get like $5 and a sandwich.
Do they know that we're not like a super technical, like smart, at least I'm not a genius over here about refrigerants and different things like that? Are they aware of that fact yet, or has that been omitted?
The
from
whole
conversation?
we didn't talk about that. We've been direct messaging on Instagram, but the whole thing is, the whole point of it was to make it a super uncomfortable situation.
Yeah, I would make it real uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Yep. Indirectly, they're going to be.
Am I allowed to make it uncomfortable for them?
No.
I think we should both. I think we should make it as uncomfortable as humanly possible.
Do you guys make the blue pills?
Okay, so let's make this clear. I genuinely don't have a problem with their product because I've never used
the old Chris Stefanovic back pedal.
Nope, I just have an issue with the marketing.
Backpedaling.
Just kidding.
You guys like the sounds that I'm making? I'm doing some ASMR over here.
Real quick.
I like doing ASMR.
So back to CPS. The guy watched the show last week.
Yep.
And he's like, if you guys ever want to get together and talk, we can get into details on how the bipolar ionizers really work. And I was thinking that would kind of be cool, even if we had him on only for a few minutes. But then I was also thinking, which I didn't bring this guy up to you guys prior, so this is kind of weird that I'm saying this on the show and all that. But
do it. There's our crew over here on the chat.
It would be cool to have Clive on there too, because whatever the dude says, Clive would probably understand much better than us, right?
Yeah.
Then you can translate it.
Like, I could translate it. There we go. And he could be like, the voodoo magic happens when the power goes in this box, and then it sparkles.
And then we're all sitting here with our dunce caps on, and they go, duh.
That would be kind of cool, actually.
Speaking of ductwork, you were talking about ductwork earlier. I was going to show that little clip of what I did today, what I put together. I don't know if Adam's going to like it, but I'll show you. Let me share my screen here. Boy.
I was ripping the paper. I thought that was funny.
Okay. Let me move this.
Apparently you guys didn't think it was funny. So
real funny. Why don't you grow up a little bit?
That's the whole point of this show. I don't have to grow up. I just come on and act like an idiot.
This is why we can't ever have a serious show, because you do things like that.
See, the funny thing is, Chris acts like Ted on his channel, like Ted's channel. Ted is like super professional on his channel. Chris is super professional on his channel, and then they both come on here. They're like doing beer bongs and this and that.
Beer bongs.
We gotta share the funniest thing. I shared it in our group chat today. Okay, so my wife texts me randomly today.
Oh my God.
I didn't even look.
Interrupts. Zach, thank you so much, Zach. That's awesome.
That was awesome.
Thank you,
dude.
Zach.
That was really cool. So when I was at work today, my wife texted me, and so when I got home, she's like, "Hey, did you read my text?" And I was like, "Oh no, I'm sorry, I was busy." So I looked down at my phone, and she's, "Oh, I sent you a picture." So I look at my phone.
This is hilarious.
And it's a hat. It's my wife's hat. She's been wearing it for like a year now. She loves this hat. She's like,
share screen.
It's her absolute favorite. I don't have it on my phone.
You know what? I could just put it on my phone. I'm just going to show my phone to see if it.
Wait. No, I got the picture. Hold on. No, I'll do it. My wife's going to kick my ass because she.
This is hilarious, guys. Just watch this. Mad. It's on poor Jill. I don't want to say it.
It's okay. Everybody knows her name's Jill. She's been on my show. So watch. I'm going to pull this picture up right now, and I'll show you this picture. So this is her hat that she's been wearing forever, and she absolutely loves this hat. Okay, so I'm gonna show this.
Highlight him, Adam.
Hold on. Wait.
Hold on.
I'm coming. I'm slow to the.
Can you believe that, guys?
Yeah, I can.
So she texted me today, right? Because that's a pineapple on the hat. Okay. So she's been wearing that hat for like a couple months. And she texted me today and she goes, "The guys ruined it for me," because she's been like asking me, because I've been telling her these jokes about how you guys have been teasing me about pineapple parties and stuff. And she doesn't understand what it was. And I explained it to her, and she's literally mad. She's like, "Why would people think that we're swingers?" And I'm like, "It's a joke.
We think maybe it's because you wear a pineapple hat on a daily basis.
Yeah.
So then she sent me the picture with that, and she's like, "I just realized the hat I've been wearing is a pineapple." And then I sent her hold on, I'm gonna pull it up right now. I sent her this.
She didn't figure that out when there was random couples leaving your house on a Saturday morning.
I sent her this. I texted her this. Highlight it, Adam.
Hold on, wait. I'm sorry. I'm slow.
Oh yeah.
I text her that, and down at the bottom it says swingers also use this symbol to look for each other in public. And she's like, "I am never wearing." I'm gonna be in so much trouble for saying this on this show right now, but she was pissed because she's wearing.
Well, here's the thing. There's two reasons why Chris will skip the show. Number one is he has work, and number two because he has friends over.
Yeah.
Oh crap!
Friends over.
Oh man. Oh god, I'm in so much trouble.
Can you just see Chris and Joe walking down, and just couples just looking at him and smiling? And like, "Hi."
We thought they were just friendly couples. They want to hang out.
That's hilarious.
Nope, they want to see you naked.
Oh my gosh. So yeah, she's been wearing the hat. I never even that says a lot about her husband that doesn't even pay attention that she's wearing a pineapple on her hat.
Yeah,
But
I
Right?
couldn't tell you.
yeah. But that was pretty funny today. I was like the end of my day. That was like perfect. It made me
See,
laugh.
now you have to get a hat like that too. I mean, you guys got everything else matching, right? Matching pajamas and everything else.
We do have matching pajamas.
See,
So we
you
do.
need to get a pineapple hat.
That's a Christmas thing every year. Matching Christmas pajamas for our Christmas picture.
Well, if you weren't paying attention, I invited everybody in the chat to one of your fun-filled lube fests.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sharing my screen here. What I had to deal with today. Look at what I had to deal with today, bro. A sump pump right there. I got this pipe in between my legs. It's a disaster. It's a rental lease commercial unit. Sorry?
Boom.
So do I.
Oh my god. Look at that ice. Liquid line solenoid. Which was a good idea.
Why is the doorknob rusted on that thing?
There's a bad environment. There's a sump pump right beside it. There's so much humidity in that room.
The furnace is
killing me right now.
So
I'll stop sharing. But anyways,
that was like that video was like a bunch of pictures just put together really fast.
But it wasn't vertical.
Yeah, I give you that. At least
so I was the worst today with the pictures.
Kinda, yeah.
No, you know, but I have to admit though, I'm
Hey, real quick,
yeah,
technical question. So I've seen that a couple times on those units where they'll put liquid line solenoids on there.
Yeah.
Why would you do that?
Because this unit, what they have is, do you ever go on top of commercial units? I see it a lot, even in big mansions. They have the condenser units on top of the roof, and you can have long line sets as well. And the solenoid helps it on the
interrupt real quick.
Yeah.
I gotta go take a shit. I'll be back.
That's fine.
Tell the story.
Yeah, when you come back, and the solenoids obviously help, especially with long line sets, right? So you don't get liquid migration back to compressor on the off cycle. But these guys are cool because they're cool, but maybe because they're just lazy. Because usually you see them at the top, but they put it at the bottom, which is fine because obviously you could get liquid refrigerant condensing in the suction line, right?
But how do you get liquid migration if the condensing unit's up above?
Because it goes to the cold climax and cold scenarios, like places like where we live. That's
true.
It's gonna go where the cold is.
Did you
ever
try to pump back a unit in the middle of winter and you put your gauges on it and it seems like it's almost low in pressure and it pumps down super quick because all the compressors inside the condenser already.
Right.
But couldn't it just migrate through the suction line?
That's why they put that liquid line solenoid there.
All the refrigerant is in the compressor.
And it just pumps it down.
Yeah. And also, and that's why another reason why a lot of people put heaters on the compressor, right? It's a big reason. So it prevents the liquid migration on the
the heaters. I just don't understand some of the migration issues. Now that I think about it, like, it could just go into the suction line and migrate to the compressor,
which is bad. And that's why you put solenoids. Yeah. That's why I'm pretty sure they put it, because they didn't want to on the off cycle to migrate and condense in the suction line. But
what controls that solenoid then?
Just a Y contact.
Just the Y contact. So that'll open up refrigerant go through it, but there's no actually like a pump down switch like I would see in a commercial reefer system.
No. This is just for residential. What happens on the Y call, it'll open up, and that's it. They're normally closed, and bam, it opens up.
You see the Darth Schrader said Chris had to go make his wife a sandwich.
Oh my god!
I did. My wife was outside my door when I was talking about it, so I just got my ass chewed up.
See, she's like sitting there with a cup listening.
Yeah,
through the door.
Well, I live in a tiny house, unlike Adam's mansion over there, so my family can hear me across the house. So,
you know what? Sorry to cut you off, Chris, but I was gonna say I'm glad you brought. That's the reason why I showed that clip there, Bill, because it's something a lot of people don't know. My helper is the one who asked me. Like, I'm like, you know what? That's a good point. I'm gonna put that out there.
Yeah, I really don't understand them. I mean, I understand in the commercial systems that I do, because it pumps down and gets all the refrigerant pull out of both sides. But like in that, it's just shutting off on the liquid side. So like theoretically, it could still migrate through that suction line.
Absolutely, and it could get condensed in the suction line and kill your compressor in the off cycle, right?
Yes, that's absolutely right. I was getting more tea, guys. Someone in the chat said I was getting more tea.
That's vodka. Hey, can I tell a quick story unrelated?
Go for it.
Geothermal, right? So
oh yes.
Oh yeah, this wasn't interesting.
I'm gonna give somebody an idea out there. Somebody's gonna make a lot of money at this, possibly, or nobody's gonna care. But I was watching. I've never used a flush cart before, and
Oh yeah.
I made one of those.
I had the driller come out with his flush cart, and he was kind of explaining how to do it. And there's like 10 valves on the thing. He's like, you got to turn this one on, turn this one on, turn these two off over here, then move the hose over to this side, then reverse the flow and this and that. And you got to prime the pump. And it's like, I was hoping to learn how to use it, and he was going so fast. I'm like, no, I don't know. I would really have to like slow it down for me.
Let me ask, is it what I think it is? It's just for cleaning?
No, it's for filling lines. There's a mosquito in front of me. Sorry. But anyway, so I had this idea, which I think is cool, but I don't know. People probably won't care. But instead of having a flush cart with all these valves, you got to remember what they do. Put a little control panel on the unit, plug it in, with an extension cord, and put buttons. Label the buttons on the thing. So, and you, instead of having the valves, put zone valves, Joe, and put prime pump. Just push prime the pump.
That'd be cool.
Reverse the flow. Reverse. You know what I mean? To make it like dumb it down for idiots like me.
Well, just like that thing happened earlier in the week. The load and what was it? The load side coil and what was it? Help me out here, bro. It just happened.
All right. So you might hear my furnace. I just turned it off. But anyway, so here's what which I still kind of disagree. I think everyone kind of disagreed in the chat on Facebook about what would happen, right? So I had a water-to-water heat pump that I piped in, and we were getting ready to fill it, and we caught that the source and the load sides were switched, okay? I had them piped reverse, but Climate Master labeled the ports on the unit incorrectly. They stickered them wrong from the factory, okay? And we were going back and forth. Some people were saying, yes, it would work perfectly normal if you left it like that. There's no issue whatsoever. Other people were saying, yes, there is a problem. I think some people were thinking I had the in and out switched. I don't think everyone was quite clear on what was going on. I still, if you think about it, you would, I mean, if it's a heat-cool unit, you should be able to just switch the reversing valve, but it would run in opposite, right? Would it not run in opposite? Because if you are trying to heat water, you are essentially cooling the water. Wouldn't it run in opposite, Joe? Am I wrong?
Well, you said you're just running, so I was writing a text here, but you said you're just running
this guy's not paying attention.
No, I'm listening. You said you're running in heat mode, right?
I'm running it.
Does it matter?
If you're running it in heat mode, right? You're trying to heat the water. So basically, you're using the ground as an evaporator, correct?
Yes. Correct.
Okay. So your source would be an evaporator. Well, if you have those switched, now the buffer tank would be your evaporator because that's your source. It would be tied to the source. So you would have to switch the reversing valve. Am I wrong?
Good question. You know what you have to do? You have to look at the reversing valve and see how it's piped.
Well, you could just power the reversing valve differently.
Okay, yeah, there you go. Perfect.
I mean,
especially that you're not using it for cold AC, right? You're just using it for heat.
Right.
I don't see the problem with that.
Yeah, I think it would work, but I just switched it anyway. You know what I mean?
And fixed it right, so that way it wasn't running backwards potentially. I'd be kind of curious to know if someone.
I was thinking about what Chris said. Don't give anyone in the future ammo to MF you in the future. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I've given lots of ammo. I make it public on YouTube, so I get MF'd all the time. Pretty common. It's a regular thing.
Nice. I was just interacting in the chat here, talking about this liquid line solenoid on that air handler unit. Still talked about migration and.
Yeah, no, it's yeah.
Waiting for you to pick the slack up in that, Joe.
I can't do 50 things.
Well, stop. Get off your freaking
phone. I told you why it's there, my point of view, and
we could make it 49 if you just stop answering the texts on your phone.
Yeah, Joe's like posting on Facebook. He's approving members in the Facebook group right now, not paying attention. The 1 hour of the week we need him.
Is that what you're doing? You're approving members? Oh.
No. Oh, that I did earlier, but
half those people aren't even real. They're like marketing folks and.
Hey. I was thinking about something.
salesmen.
We kind of said it earlier, Bill. I kind of joked around in our private chat. We need to stop talking about the private chat. That's kind of stupid. But anyways,
private now.
Yeah, we were talking about it. But how much would it cost to shave your beard completely with a razor?
Oh, you're talking a good amount of money.
Really?
Like down to the bone?
Yeah.
Oh man, I couldn't do it.
No?
I couldn't do it.
Oh,
like $100 wouldn't do it?
$100? No.
No way. I think you need at least 20 grand.
What?
Oh, yeah.
You do it for. I bet you I can get Ted to donate $1,000 for it.
I wouldn't do it for $1,000.
Wow. There you go.
Did you guys watch Ted's new video? Like that was pretty funny with him talk like the whole eating crap that they were doing.
Yeah.
I was laughing about that. Ted seriously won't eat anything that comes from the water.
Yeah, you don't like fish.
That's pretty funny.
I mean, the water is just basically a garbage can for the world.
Well, don't put it that way. Fish is freaking bitching, dude. But that was pretty
mercury and trash. I mean,
so's the air, dude. They get you. You're a Debbie Downer over there, man.
Think about it this way: when birds fly around and they poop, the poop falls to the ground. When fish float around and they poop, it just floats wherever until we eat it.
Yeah,
fish are good.
It's all in the cycle of whatever you want to call it. It's
circle
all
of life.
Fish are good, man.
You know, after watching his video, I got into like one of those holes in YouTube where I saw like the dude like making sushi out of a live fish. That's freaky.
Oh yeah, that's some weird stuff.
They're like carving the fish up when it's alive, and like they put the fish on a plate, and the fish is still like the little like slivers of fish. It's creepy.
That is weird. I've seen the stuff where the guys, and I've heard it. Like I've never gone deep sea fishing, but my dad goes and stuff like that. And they'll sashimi the fresh catch that they catch out there. Right there, the guys will just sashimi it up, and then everybody will get their sushi basically.
The only way I would eat any sort of fish food is if I went to a Benihana and some guy like ninja flipped a shrimp into my mouth. That's it.
Really?
That's it.
Oh, dude, you won't go to sushi. We need to go to sushi. When AHR comes to Vegas, dude, we're all going to sushi. And
sushi's all right. You know what? Matt was asking about crawfish. I like crawfish, but I can't eat them like I'm a freaking Louisiana or
I can't eat the whole ice chest full of crawfish, but I could eat probably 20 of them, and I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm more of a snow crab kind of a person.
This crawfish thing, that's a big event for those folks, man.
And you know what?
Crawfish boil.
I for 2 summers in a row, I haven't done it in the last 2 years, but 2 summers in a row, I had live crawfish flown in overnight from Louisiana, and we did a crawfish boil here. And my brother's like, I'm like, how much should I order for the party? And he's like, well, we usually figure between 5 to 8 pounds per person because a lot of it is waste. You know what I mean? It's not real meat. So I ordered like 8 pounds per person, and dude, we had like 20 pounds of crawfish left over. It was unreal because everyone's like, all right, I had my 7 crawfish.
Yeah, Nate Peterson, we're talking about AHR next year. It's in Vegas next year. Chicago's
That's a good point, Joe. It's almost like the same. He says something, but I'm going to add to it. It's almost like the same with Ted, like him cutting his ponytail. I wonder how much he would need to cut his ponytail.
Ted wouldn't take any money for cutting his ponytail. He would take a penny.
That would be interesting.
As he said in his recent video, he'd kill someone for that. He told the camera guy, "This better not be fish, because I will kill you."
Like, if
that was funny. That was funny.
Like, honestly, like 20-30 grand, I'd probably do it.
I'd see what I say, 20 grand, man.
20-30 grand, because that'd be enough to like get me out of debt, put enough money in my pocket where I'd feel comfortable while I look like a baby for a couple of months.
King crab, yeah. I hear you, Bill.
I'm probably going to do. We usually do for Thanksgiving, either Thanksgiving or Christmas. We do some sort of a boil. Usually we don't get crawfish here, but we'll usually do crab and shrimp, and instead of like the traditional turkey and crab.
Yeah, that's better, Chris. Honestly, I prefer that.
I do. I'm kind of over the turkey.
Yeah, man.
Crab.
I'd rather eat land animals that eat poop instead of fish that eat poop.
No.
Yeah. Sorry to call you guys, but Jessica made a good point. Brian Orr is doing some. Thanks, Jessica. Some what's it called? A symposium. Yeah, remember that? I think Chris, you might have mentioned it.
Chris called it something else for a long time until
synopsis.
Sorry. What?
Synopsis? I didn't call it. You guys were calling it that.
Maybe it was
the HVACR symposium, training symposium.
So is that still going on, or?
Yeah, as of right now.
I heard you were still
understanding it.
Planning process, though.
Yeah. I'd be kind of curious to know what's going to happen when the new administration takes over, if things are going to shut down again. So I don't know what'll happen there.
Well, there's a new vaccine coming out to the Walgreens near you.
Would you take the vaccine?
Okay, but don't say the C word, all right? Because that's when we get some flags. They don't like that.
I say it all the time. Well, but I don't have attention.
Word. Celsius?
Celsius. Good one.
Which one?
Which one? Yeah, it's right. There's a few of them. Right?
Oh yeah. No. Don't say that other word because then we'll get demonetized.
Week after
pennies.
Week. Yeah, we can say lots of other C words.
It's an amazing, right?
Like the one that rhymes with runt and crack.
Hey, we were doing C words when we were playing Scrabble last night.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. So substitute that CO word with another C word.
No. But we had a good family game night. It was like one of those. We took a picture for the calendar.
Yeah, I figured. I was just gonna say that.
Yep.
Yeah, Rona. Exactly.
I just threw up a little bit in my mouth every time he says that.
So we can either wrap it up, guys. It's been an hour, over an hour, or I could show another little clip of my artistry today of what I did with the return. So what do you want to do?
Show it up real fast.
Show your clip.
Show it up.
My finger was on the button. I was right about to just end it.
You little prick. Okay. All right. Come on. It's nice stuff, man. I like it the way I put it together.
Right,
you didn't like it?
I just want to see what kind of video quality we get this time.
Joe, your boss should freaking flip the wallet out and buy a couple pieces of sheet metal tools. You know what I mean?
Like what? Why? What's so bad about that? Let me show you. Tell me what's bad about it. Let's go.
All right. Do you want me to be honest on air?
Do it.
Go ahead.
Do it. Roast
it. Show it. Let's do a roast.
And I'm gonna explain everything to you. Okay.
It's fine. Go ahead. I'm not gonna be a dick. I'm just gonna be honest.
Yeah, don't be a dick. Okay.
I mean, I am a dick.
Okay. Hold on.
That would have been another good end for the show right there too.
It's a good build up here. What are we looking at?
Oh my god. See, you're like I'm open to this, right?
I think honestly, Adam can be a dick. I know that I'm a dick. Bill, I think you can be a dick, but Joe, I don't know if you're a dick.
No, we made Joe a dick.
I just have a dick, but yeah.
But like I think I think we can all be dicks.
Let me put.
So is this legit like a bunch of photos that you made into a video? Or?
No.
I tell you, it is, isn't it?
Let me start here. Adam. See that brick wall there?
Yeah.
This morning when I got there, I had to block all that out. I had to cut that all out. Okay. Let's start from there.
Okay, that's a hard job.
Okay, and remember, this is all, like I said in the clip, it's all strategic. So I'm trying to do this so there's no downtime on this place, right? So I'm trying to do things a little quicker, let's say. But go ahead. But it still looks. And I didn't duct seal yet. So here I'm just showing that I made a flange of the cam flex. What's the big deal? Go on.
All right, you go on, and then we'll replay the video a second time.
Okay. I made a hole here. Yeah. Just making a hole. I had to make a hole. Made a hole here. And here I'm going to fill in with like, what's it called? Flat stock. I'm going to make a little transition. Put a box in at the bottom. And here it just joined. I did it lengthwise. All three pieces are 60-inch long pieces. And here I'm explaining that I cut my corners
as usual,
about an inch and a half, and I just slid it over the return. I slid it over a return, and I just screwed it onto my other duct. Okay. Maybe that I could have done a little different, but you know what? It's a return. Who cares? I'm gonna duct seal it. It's good to go.
No, you're right. It's gonna be sealed up. You're gonna duct seal it. Everyone's happy.
Yeah.
Right.
So I'm just gonna.
You should come do that at my house, Joe.
This is like probably. What potato is this? Like an Idaho potato you filmed this with, or?
This is my fucking phone, but it's far away.
Your phone?
Focus.
Does it make phone calls?
Like, does it? I mean, do you have to spin the camera thingy to make it take the photos? Like, I'm confused.
Yeah.
I don't know what you guys are talking about.
It's because it's all jumpy. How come it's not like smooth?
Yeah, cartoons have better frame rates.
Yeah, that's like
I don't know.
3 frames per minute.
Wait, I thought you were gonna roast him.
All right, so this is I'll just tell you, we don't have to watch it a second time, but this is what I would do. All right, this is this number one. That's a freaking big duct, right?
That's 60 inches, bro.
Right, that's a big duct.
That's a bitch. I'm sorry to say, it's a bitch.
And I think you're gonna be okay because you have it lined, so you're not gonna have any issues with it banging, but it is gonna flex for sure. when it's running. For sure, it's gonna flex.
Oh yeah, there's no cross break.
A little bit. It might flex a little bit.
It's definitely gonna flex.
Straight face saying that. Okay, it might a little bit.
It's not gonna, I don't think it's gonna bang, but it's gonna flex. And
I got 2 standing S cleats. They're gonna help it stay firm.
As legs.
No, my standing S cleats to hold the 2 ducts together.
Every time it kicks on, it's gonna sound like that noise when you get off a car hood.
You know what though? You know what's great about this machine? It's never gonna be off. It's always gonna be pumping, no matter what's on.
Is that Drake's house?
No, this is a little community center.
Oh.
So the only
like they're the common people, so they're nobody.
The peasants.
What I would have done different most off, because you're fabricating this on site, because you obviously, I mean, you don't have the machines to make it. You don't have it there. You're doing it. You have to do it on site.
And just like 70% of HVAC techs out there, Adam, we don't have machines.
So it's good. And once you seal it up, it's going to look great and whatever. But one thing I would have done where you join the duct.
Yes, I know. Go ahead.
I would have put standing S cleats right there. I would have had standing.
But how? If I have a box end this way and I have it going length this way, how am I going to put a standing S cleat on that?
We could have sheet metal class after the show, Joe.
Oh, I see. You wouldn't like you make a little. It
would have been like a fitting that would have turned. You would have.
Yeah, I hear you. But this is on. I hear you. You're right. I'm pretty sure you would have done a nice job. But on the job work, that's the best you're gonna get. I'm sorry.
So it's official, Adam. You're going to continue the sheet metal series now on YouTube.
I was actually thinking, because it's like hard to film that. I should try to do it, but it's super hard to film. So I was thinking about doing like stupid little tech tips as I think of things, because I was actually thinking
stupid little tech tips. That's actually a pretty cool name.
Yeah.
Don't.
That is a really good catchy name.
You can even make the channel like stupid little YouTube channel.
Because like my point is that is also a good idea, which I should change the name of my channel.
Stupid HVAC.
Copyright right here. This guy right now. You guys all heard it.
Because like
I buy the web domain right now.
I find myself, the guy that I have working for me right now, he's very green. He's only been working a few months, period, ever. And I was thinking, I find myself always like showing him little details on things, like breaking something down. You know what I mean? And I think a lot of guys don't really know those details, and that's the devil is in the details, right?
Mm-hmm.
The domain's available, stupidlittleyoutubechannel.com. Nobody has it.
It's right up my alley.
Wow.